Okay, so we've done something similar to this a while ago, but I thought we could revisit some tests of function, including strength. We might even do balance, and there's lots of stuff you can do. You can do jumping, you can do all sorts, you can do physical fitness, aerobic fitness. First point, socks is a terrible idea on floorboards. So technique tip number one, don't wear socks. So this is a wall sit test. Socks are terrible. So the idea with this one is to sit at a 90-degree angle. That's with your thighs. So having your thighs parallel to the floor, which is really quite low, and seeing how long you can hold on for. There's a catch. The test starts once you lift one leg off the floor, and then you're seeing how long you can hold one leg at 90 degrees and the other leg off the ground. So a really good score is 100 seconds. Oof. For males in like the 25 to 30-year-old age group, which excludes me. So why do we want to test our muscle endurance? And this is endurance as opposed to strength, which of course is next. It's what allows you to walk further for longer. So strength is really important, allows you to get up and down from the ground, out of the chair, move around your property, function like an optimal human being, whereas endurance allows you to continue to function as an optimal human being. Really important, so you can clock up the 30 however many reps of Mariners that Sandy CEO has done. You can enjoy hanging out with your friends and family, running after kids, grandkids, and all sorts in between, partners, dogs. So endurance is really good, so you can keep on doing what you enjoy doing. And strength is really good, so you can start doing what you enjoy doing. Strength also is the best way that we can support our joints. So, if you want to know if you're sitting at 90 degrees, there's a little app you can use on your phone. It's called Inclinometer. You can just rest it on your thigh, you can measure that, it'll measure that angle roughly for you. Don't build a house on it, but for our purposes it's really good. I was also thinking you could probably rest a tumbler of water on your thigh. If that's level, that's about 90 degrees. So maybe don't try that one, guaranteed to end in disaster. So that's muscle endurance. Strength. What I like about the endurance one is that all you need is a bit of wall space. For endurance, all you need is a chair that when you're sitting down, your knees are about 90 degrees. So for me, that's a pretty good height. And then you're seeing how many times you can sit and stand until you can no longer continue. So you could go forever if you rested as long as you like, but all you're supposed to do is touch really lightly and then back up again. So you don't get to have a little bit of a timeout in between. Just up and down as many times as you can until you get tired. And a good score for this one is, looking at mid-50s is a really good score. If you were to do one exercise, this is my favorite, it's fantastic. We know that people who have had a fall at home, if they can improve their score on this test by 30%, which is very achievable, the risk of falls reduce by 300%. So that's a pretty good bargain just by getting better at standing and sitting. So it has to be comfortable. If you are going to do this as an exercise you want to get better at, you can use a cushion to find a more comfortable height, and then you can slowly work your way down. So that's leg strength, and we've done leg endurance. We'll go through the calf raises again because I really think calves being our walking muscles, are so important for everything that we do. So this one is another one that is easy to control. You stand about a bent arm from the wall or a forearm from the wall, and this stops you from swinging your body forwards and backwards and just using momentum to carry out the movement. So I want you to try and lift your head towards the ceiling. So you're really just going straight towards the ceiling and then back down again. And it's about 1 second up and 1 second down. So no collapsing on the way down. That's the challenging part we need to control. So for this one, a really good score is in the mid 40s. And you've got a pretty straight leg. You don't have to lock your knee, but pretty straight. Really important, these calf muscles are our walking muscles. They're also the muscles that restore our circulation from good old gravity pulling fluids around our ankles. So yeah, calf raises could be probably a number 2 exercise behind the sit to stand, the chair squats. So in that order, if you're going to do 2 exercises throughout the day just to break up life, I'd go with those 2. Let me change this angle just a wee bit. So push-ups, hooray. Lots of ways you can do push-ups. So from the floor, all you do is you can have your hands as wide as you like, but it's going to get harder if you go crazy wide, so just a little bit wider than your shoulders. Up on your toes, keep your tummy tight so you're not sinking through your hips or lifting those hips up nice and high. On the corner of a rug is probably not the best idea. And then all you're doing is seeing how many push-ups you can do. I was a little bit shocked when I saw that the norms for young males is something like almost 60. I don't think I'd be doing that. So we can find all these norms for you if you are keen to. So push-ups, the female equivalent for the test. I'm not suggesting that females have to do push-ups on the knees. Females can do handstand wall push-ups if they want to. But for the female test, because that's where all the normative data is, you can compare yourself against people of the same gender and age, is on the knees. Just making sure, again, you're not sinking through your hips or sending those hips up into the sky. And a similar number, really high number of push-ups. So something that we can probably all improve on, myself included. It's not the only upper body thing that we need to be able to do and do well. So ideally, you need to be good at pushing, which is a push-up, but also pulling to balance out all the carrying and everything else around us. And then relatively good pushing overhead. Not strong, probably 1/5, maybe even less, the strength of what you can do pushing. We're strongest pulling, and then pulling down. So lots of ways that we need to be strong. And then one of my favorites is carrying, because it's about as practical as we need. It's what we all do all the time. So being strong without getting achy necks, hips, shoulders, backs from carrying items. So lots of ways we need to be strong. Push-ups is just obviously a really simple global test of upper body strength. I really like the hand grip strength test. We can test that in both clinics. We've got lots of those hand grip dynamometers. Then let's have a look at balance. So for balance, there are stacks of ways you can test balance. You have to be able to see first. So if you're over 65, we start off with a series that we go through. So when you're testing balance, you have to be safe. Someone is with you, you feel supported, and then I always like to have people, preferably in the corner of the kitchen. There's normally a corner, so then people have a couple of different angles that they can lean on and feel safe. Have to be safe. So with your partner, someone with you, the first one for over 65s is with your feet together, and you stand as still as you can for 10 seconds. And then you move one foot halfway along the other foot. So partial tandem. And again, you hold for 10 seconds and then you flip your feet around so the other foot is in front. If you can achieve that, you move heel to toe. So one foot directly in front of the other. The goal of 10 seconds, and then you flip that around as well. So other foot forward, 10 seconds. That's level 3 of 4. And then you get people to level 4, which is one leg. So if people can do 10 seconds on one leg, then you can start to time them and see how long they can hold on one leg for. And that's not hooking the other leg around. We're not doing tree pose. And that's not swinging and swaying as well. So it's how long you can hold nice and stable for. If that's really easy, so if people are getting more than 30 seconds with their eyes open, then you just get them to close the eyes and it changes everything. So we don't really need to be very good at balancing with our eyes closed, but our eyes give us such valuable feedback from our environment that you take that out of the equation and you're really targeting other centers of your balance, like your inner ear and all of your muscles and receptors. So that's why we get people to close our eyes. So I don't get people to practice with their eyes closed necessarily. I think there's probably better things you can do. If you find all those tests really easy, standing on one leg and then reaching in different directions can be enough. Turning your head sideways, left and right, looking up, looking down. It makes a world of difference. Looking diagonally, that's where people get to teach their eyes, their inner ear and all of their muscle receptors to work as a team to talk to each other. So yeah, a preference to eyes closed. And eyes closed is, yeah, challenging at best. There's a little series of tests. So we've got our calf strength endurance, we've got our leg strength, we have our leg endurance, and then upper body strength and some balance. So a little testing battery. If you want to go through these tests with us, we are happy to do so, and then you can have your own scores that will be specific to your age and gender, and that might give you an idea of any areas that you can work to improve, and also show you what areas you're really good at. So we always give people some exercises that they're already good at, because it's much more fun than only working on things we aren't good at, like push-ups. So any questions, let me know. Have fun with the testing, don't get carried away. We just want fatigue. That's it. Okay, see you soon.